Well, in just a few hours, the stage will be set for the first presidential debate. Here's a live look over Atlanta, where the debate will be held. This is courtesy from our sister station. It's a debate full of firsts, with both candidates facing an uphill battle to win over voter support. ABC's Christian Cordero explains what we can expect on that stage.
Today, President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump are bringing the heat to this late June debate stage in Atlanta, the earliest ever in a campaign season. To prepare, President Biden has spent the past several days hunkered down at Camp David holding mock debates with senior advisors. Former President Trump has held more than a dozen policy sessions with advisors and allies, but publicly downplays his approach.
I think I've been preparing for it for my whole life, if you want to know the truth. I'm not sure you can lock yourself into a room for 2 weeks or 1 week or 2 days and really learn what you have to know.
In the final hours, Biden received an endorsement from former Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger, a member of the January 6th committee.
He's going to put the interest of the country and the interest of the people of the country above his own interests.
Tonight's 90-minute debate will be unlike any other. Candidates will stand 8 feet apart with no studio audience. The candidates' microphones will only be turned on when it's their turn to speak, muted when it's not. CNN this morning demonstrating how that will work.
He's going to interrupt me as I'm speaking, and this is what it will sound like. My volume remains constant, while Phil's interruption can be difficult to understand.
The goal of that microphone silencing, to avoid chaotic shouting matches like this 4 years ago.
The question is, Justice, radical left.
Still up for grabs, the opportunity to win over millions of voters who say they don't like their choices. A new 538 Ipsos poll asked who people would consider voting for, meaning they could choose more than one candidate.
They don't get above 45%, either one of them. I'm struck by the number, though, for Bobby Kennedy Jr. That's almost 1 in 5 voters who say they may consider voting for the third-party candidate, even though he's not on the stage tonight.
Polling has been consistent when it comes to the top issues, so topics you can expect them to dive into tonight are the economy, immigration, political extremism, and abortion rights. Trump has polled stronger in the top 2 categories. Biden has the edge in the next 2. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Atlanta.
Before the candidates square off, why does this debate matter, and why does it stand out from previous presidential debates? Our Dana Searles joins us now to break it all down for us.
Well, Stephanie, a political science professor I spoke with says tonight's debate could leave an immediate impact on voters. That's because while many people have their minds made up, it makes the undecided voters much more crucial. Tonight's debate comes earlier than normal in the presidential campaign timeline, and it's highly anticipated after former President Donald Trump opted out of the previous GOP debates. The goal of debates are to hold candidates accountable publicly and educate voters. Typically, it's an incumbent and a challenger, but this time around, both candidates will be defending their own records.
But the fact that, Trump had 4 years in office and Biden's had 3.5, and they, have policies that they've established that they now have to defend.
Kedrowski says 3 topics that could be notable to watch for in tonight's debate are the long-term impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, the 2020 election results, and the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Now, what does each candidate need to do in order to set themselves apart and win this debate? I'll share with you what to look out for coming up at 6. Stephanie?